So we have some news that shouldn't be too surprising. Guess whose ratings is down 44% since somebody left office? And this story is brought to us by the Daily Wire. Before I get into it, make sure you guys click on my link fly. I always link it in the description box of all my videos. Has all my various social media links. Go ahead and follow, subscribe, and sign up for my newsletter so we can stay in touch. But getting into this particular story, no surprise who this entity is that has been dropping dramatically in the ratings, and it's not just one of them, but the main culprit. It should be no surprise. CNN, the mainstream news media outlet that was hating on Trump supporters, had news anchors talking reckless at the mouth, Don Lemon saying whatever he want to say about Trump, and people that voted for the man or were in support of the man or just didn't have the visceral hatred that he and others like him had. And when I say hating, I do mean just hating, finding any and every reason to highlight a misstep or create a misstep that President Trump did or his administration did or one of his supporters did. Just finding any reason to demonize the man or those who supported him. And this was actually the mission of the higher ups within CNN, as exposed by the audio leak by Project Veritas a few months back. I did a video on it. Go check it out if you haven't seen it. So we're about to get into this story. CNN's ratings tanked 44% the week after Trump left the White House. No surprise whatsoever when the overwhelming majority of the news stories they covered on a daily basis since Trump was in office in 2016, since he first began his term, it's all been about Trump. And many people who had this obsession with Trump as far as hating on him or finding reasons to be upset at him, or were just trying to constantly get their daily fix of Trump news, they were constantly glued to CNN. I'm talking about people that are primarily on the left. And CNN was very open with their bias, very open. CNN's ratings may be crashing now that former President Donald Trump is out of office, depriving the network of their largest punching bag in the last 4 years. Yes, I agree. CNN's ratings fell by roughly 44% the first full week after Trump was out of office. Wow, that's incredible. That's incredible. So in internationally known media outlets, ratings dropped by 44%. That means pretty much half of your viewership were only watching because of Trump. And it is a left-leaning viewership. So they really don't care what you guys are talking about unless it's Trump related. Another left-wing network, MSNBC, suffered a similar fate, though the channel's plunge was not quite as severe as CNN's. Fox News, on the other hand, stayed relatively steady throughout the month of January, according to data analysis from Variety. Both CNN and MSNBC flourished in the Trump era as their news and opinion hosts ran counter-programming to the administration and played up accusations of corruption and misconduct, such as ex-special counsel Robert Mueller's investigation into the Trump's campaign's alleged ties to Russia. Yes, the Russia scandal. They were big on that. Russian interference. Mueller's team eventually reported that they found insufficient evidence that Trump or his campaign colluded with Russian agents to influence the 2016 election. Yes, and I do remember them often bringing on people to try to substantiate those claims. That was a common theme that they were going with for months into the start of Donald Trump's 2016 presidency. Under President Joe Biden, CNN and MSNBC have pivoted, taking a much less adversarial stance to the administration that many of their left-wing viewers agree with and would disapprove of the network's bashing. Of course. Fox News ratings dove last month, presumably over its coverage of the post-election fight and Trump's allegations of a rigged election, as reported by the Daily Wire. After years of dominating cable news, Fox News has found itself in an unfamiliar spot. The bottom of the ratings chart last week, for the first time since 2000, MSNBC and CNN topped Fox in viewership, capitalizing on huge numbers after the Georgia runoff and riots in DC. According to ratings data, CNN topped cable news networks with roughly 2.8 million viewers per day between January 4th and January 10th. With 4.2 million viewers in prime time. During that same time period, MSNBC had approximately 2.3 million viewers per day and 3.8 million in prime time. Fox News, however, just had 1.7 million per day and 3.2 million in prime time. Yahoo Finance reported that Newsmax, a smaller rival that has been promoted by Donald Trump, said it saw record ratings in prime time of 443,000 for the week. Its total day ratings averaged 294,000. See, I can see why now, just hearing these numbers, why CNN had people brought on guests and correspondents to talk about how we need to limit these social media influencers, because I definitely know of several YouTubers, as they would say, that get comparable views to what I just heard just now when they post videos. They get comparable views. So I see why they're talking about trying to limit the power and influence of people on social media. But I don't agree with it whatsoever. But I do see why, because certain people can rival the Mark Levins, can rival the Mark Dices, the Anthony Brown Logans, the Ben Shapiros, can rival CNN in viewership. So despite its hits, however, Fox News is set up to potentially recover some of its lost ground in the years to come as it runs programming critical of the Biden administration. Yes, of course. So we are gonna need some media outlets to report the truth as far as what's going on with the Biden administration, because I foresee a lot of positive press for this administration as far as the mainstream media is concerned. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section. Make sure you hit the like, share, subscribe button, and let me know if you think that this is surprising that CNN has dropped so much in the ratings since President Trump has left the Oval Office. Let me know what you guys think. Hit the like, share, subscribe button, and blessings to you.